Good evening and welcome down to WDiMT in MuleTown. As always, this is your captain speaking. Don't have a lot to cover for once. I feel like I always say that because we usually always do have a lot to cover, but today is the exception. So we'll hop right into things real quick. Just want to make this as short as possible. Running just a couple minutes past 1900 hours. That's 7 p.m. for you civvies. So a little bit later than promised, so apologies for that. So currently it is 72 degrees with a 1 mile an hour, call it, breeze out of the south-southeast. Pressure is 29.84 and steady. Dew point is 53 and no measurable precip for today so far. So that is a pretty good thing. It's like 51% humidity, so yeah, the heat index is pretty much non-existent as well. So for today, about 74 degrees in the MuleTown area, just depending on where you're at in the mid-state there. So not too shabby weather, not too shabby. I did see an estimate from the Climate Prediction Center that looks like temperatures may be a little cooler than normal coming up in the next couple of weeks, but not anything major. So clear tonight, about middle 50s, just depending on where you are, about 54 degrees in the MuleTown area. So main thing we want to talk about, Thursday looks to be pretty warm. Again, about 80 degrees in the MuleTown area, a little bit warmer up towards Nashville, and a little bit cooler up towards the plateau there with about 75 in Crossville and Jamestown. So pretty sunny for most of the day. There may be some rain showers up towards the west, just depending on where exactly you live in the Middle Tennessee area. The big thing we want to talk about is going to be the storm risk. So Thursday night, late Thursday night, we'll get into exactly when here in just a minute because that's still a little bit up in the air. Thursday night, there is a slight risk of storms. You see they're indicated by the darker green right there that's sandwiched around Middle Tennessee area. We do have some model guidance to show you here in just a minute. It's still a little bit up in the air, as I mentioned. So I want to get that out first and foremost. The timing of it is still up in the air, and the exact extent and severity of things is still a little bit up in the air. So one model says late late Thursday night, Friday morning, about midnight or so. Another one of the models is indicating that it could be way later, about 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So just depends on who you ask and what answer you're going to get right there for now. So as promised, here is some of that model guidance. So this is the HRRR model. It's one of my favorites for severe weather. Starting, looks like today, pretty much nothing doing all the way through tomorrow. Maybe a slight kind of passing shower mainly to the West Tennessee area, maybe some around Hickman, Lewis County, but then you see those smaller cells coming through about midnight, and then bang, big line comes through right there about 2 a.m. or so. So I'll let that replay one more time so everybody can catch that. And again, the timestamps are up in the top left corner there. Pretty quiet tomorrow as far as things go, and then should really start seeing the storm chances, I think, about 10 p.m. or so that it was, maybe a little later. Yeah, about 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4, so 5 a.m. So I messed that up the first time. So yeah, about 4 or 5 a.m. is what the HRRR model is saying there. So we'll go on over to the NAM models. This is another one that's pretty good at detecting severe weather, and it's showing us getting some passing showers, mainly in the southern Middle Tennessee area. They're about 8 to 10 p.m. Then a couple of different broken lines, maybe even some kind of discrete cells coming through, and then clearing on out after the day is over with, pretty much on Friday. So let that one roll one more time. And this is the issue that we're facing right now with looking at the timing and the severity, because obviously if we get that one big blob that comes through, we have a flooding threat, but some of these more brighter red individual cells that you see there could bring us some more issues. And then also if it kind of forms up into that more organized line and starts to get that bowing or whip action to it, that can bring us a greater wind threat as well. So definitely be keeping an eye on this one as it approaches. In addition to the categorical outlook, so I'll pop that back up here for just a second. So this is just the broad general categorical outlook for tomorrow evening, we'll say, tomorrow daytime. This is the tornado outlook. So as you see, we're close, but we're actually not in the tornado risk there. So that is good news. And then the hail outlook, again, we're kind of in the edge of it as far as that goes, but it's mainly going to be a wind thing. Or excuse me, no, that is the wind outlook. Sorry about that. So we're in the edge, kind of between the 5 and 10% there on the wind outlook, and then the hail mainly looks to all stay to our west. So good news as far as that goes. Again, nothing doing right now in the MuleTown area. You can see, yeah, there's a tornado watch way up there to the northwest of us right now, but absolutely nothing going down. A beautiful day in the MuleTown area as far as all things are concerned. So that is about all I've got. Just again, wanted to go ahead and give you that update. So still don't know exactly when it's coming through and exactly what is coming through, just to recap. But we do see some of that severe potential for tomorrow late, tomorrow evening into possibly the daytime on Friday, but we'll be letting you know because it's still up in the air for right now. So other than that, everything looks pretty much beautiful between now and then. So enjoy that nice weather while it's out there. If anybody's got any questions or anything I didn't cover you want to know, go ahead and throw them in the comments, because again, I want to kind of make this quick video, not waste any of your precious time. And as always, thanks to everybody joining us on YouTube. We do have a simulcast every time we're on Facebook. We simulcast on YouTube. I did skip the national anthem. I'm sure some of you noticed today, and I'm going to try to close with it. Facebook is still just playing games with me every time I do the national anthem. They limit the visibility of our video and kind of suppress things and say that we're violating copyrights. I dispute it, and then 4 or 5 days later, they're like, oh yeah, just kidding. But I've done that like 4 or 5 times now, and they still keep hitting me every video. So just going to do a little experiment here and do it on the backside of things. So again, didn't purposely leave that out, or did purposely leave it out, excuse me. Didn't forget the national anthem, won't forget the national anthem, couldn't forget the national anthem. So just wanted to let you all know that as well. I don't see any comments popping up here or on YouTube. So I'm going to assume that means I covered everything pretty well and you all don't have any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Again, let me pull up that Facebook slide that we had on the page earlier, because that was a good kind of summary of things. Yep, there we go. Because I meant to put that in the broadcast and I didn't. Shame on me. Forecast 10. There we go. So here is that. This is what we posted to the page earlier if you missed it. I'll pop that up real quick there. So just a summary of everything. Showers and thunderstorms beginning late Thursday night into Friday morning. Probably, I won't say possibly, but it's probably, and as it says there on the second bullet point, still a lot of uncertainty with this event, especially with the timing. But it does look like it's going to be overnight, so make sure you have those ways to get those watches and warnings if any are issued. Keep an eye on your local media sources, internet, TV, and of course here, weather down in MuleTown. So again, slight risk, or marginal risk, excuse me, nothing too crazy going on. So but we definitely want to keep you weather aware. This time of year, things can change quickly, and sometimes do. With it being a nighttime event, we definitely want to push that for sure. So Patty Bailey Norman, Linda Ballard, you are both very welcome. We love doing it. This is a labor of love for sure. So no thanks needed, but always appreciated. So other than that, I think that's all I've got, y'all. So we're going to hit you with that Star Spangled Banner. Y'all have a good evening.